that song. Whatever song. I don't care. Build. Make sure that this is correct. Yeah, just unboxing some stuff. Cool. Watch myself in delay. Don't get mesmerized. I guess I should post some places about it. Yeah, I'll promote myself to regular places like Swag Keys. Self-promo. And Mr. Geon server. Can't really compete with some of the stuff that these people do. That's fine. I guess I don't really need to. Oh man. OwlLab server is super busy. Yeah. Should be a quick stream, but whatever. Hello, how's it going, Brenklix? Heading for school for exams soon. Uh-oh. Good luck. Hi, how's it going, Glowstar? Let me finish spamming whatever promotional channels I find. I sometimes remember to do this. It's going to be a quick stream tonight. I'm just looking at some PCBs, talking about what I think is cool, and then I'll unbox my KFE CE. Soldering Frog right now. Sick. Nice. Head out now? Alright, thanks for stopping by again, Brad. By the way, I've been pointing people to your channel, too, that want to get into the hobby on a budget, because I think some of your stuff is pretty good, man. Keep up the good work. I don't know what else has promotional. I always fail at this. I'm always like, oh, I'll promote myself. I'll post places, and I just like never do. So how's the frog build going? What are you building with? That's enough spamming of promotions, whatever. T. Creams because MX Black's taken a while from Bulsa. Okay, creams are good switches. Full FR4 and creams. I approve. I think that's going to sound pretty nice. Have a little bit of that leathery action. I think yeah. So music wasn't on. Oops. I was doing sound tests yesterday, and of course I forget my mic settings one way or another. Either I forget to turn my mic settings off, or, yeah. Pretty good? Yeah, so mine was FR4 half plate. And I used long pull switches. I think is probably the key for half plate sounding good, because it's not all the time the half plate really sounds excellent on cherry switches. Some switches are better than others, so, you know, it is what it is. Anyways, I just wanted to stream for a little bit to do a little bit of an unboxing. Quick update on IU. It's still on top mount, but I'm going to be getting more O-rings. I figured out what size to get. I'm also looking at getting a few different plates cut for this thing, because I think it would be kind of cool just to have, you know, a randomly unique sounding IU with different plates and stuff. So But anyways, I have an extra PCB for it, which I'll be showing, and I definitely want to still do more with this board because I find it interesting. And until the group buy happens, I mean, it's kind of rarefied, and even after the group buy happens, it'll still be kind of rarefied. So, anyways, without too much to do, just wanted to look at some of the stuff that I got in recently. Stab shims from Bush, because I did get a thinner PCB, and I might need some of these. So I just decided to get a whole pack, because it always seems like a good idea to get more than you need. I don't really have a place to put all the stuff after I'm done looking at it. But it's just basically little shims that, if you're unfamiliar, you put under a PCB to make sure the stab goes all the way through and has enough material to clip into or screw into. So always a good idea to have this, especially with thinner PCBs. And the next thing I also got from Mr. Bush is an FR4 half plate for a Jane version 2 CE. And this is actually the plate I'm planning on using for my Freebird TKL. I decided to get FR4 because I like the material, and a half plate because I kind of want to see what it sounds like as a half plate. See if it has still a good sound to it, because I think it'll go well with higher frequency and more clacky switches, because it seems like most Janes seem to do pretty well like that. But I'm actually excited to, use this plate, because I don't know, I haven't really built with a Heine plate before, and I'm always interested in trying new things. I was also thinking about getting this cut in different materials, but honestly I think I'm gonna like FR4 anyways, since I seem to like the higher pitch sound, because I guess my hearing is just that old and damaged that I need that. I need it. Now if I can only get this back in the bag without breaking it, I'll be ever glad. Alright. Another thing I actually wanted to see too, I'm not sure if the mounting points are the same between this board and... I'm actually not sure. If it is the same, that would be easier for figuring out plates, but I did not actually try to fit it because, of course, I forgot. Next time I open it up, we'll see if this sort of plate works. Might be an easy thing to try. And the next thing I have is a mystery bundle of PCBs. Well, okay, there's a Geon logo on it, so I guess that cuts down a little bit of the mystery. Where's my knife? Little hobby knife will help me out, so that way I'm not just ripping and tearing mindlessly. Alright. I bought a bunch of PCBs a while back, and they only started coming in. They all sort of came at the same time. So I guess I'm flush for choice for PCBs for a little bit, for whenever I want to try something new out. But this PCB I got from Swag Keys sale through GeonWorks. Ew, sticky. And I did get a trash can here finally, so yeah, come on up. Alright, so this is the Galatea PCB. I will open up one of these to take out and take a closer look at it. I did get two of them. This was an interesting one because this was apparently I wouldn't want to say it's a one-off, but it was one of a few that was made for GeonWorks through a company. And then as soon as I'm done opening the bag, I'll pull up the screen and talk to the screen. In fact, I can just show the screen, right? So here we have Studio Orchestra, and this is their Galatea PCB. and this is both 87 and 88 layouts in the A87 format. I have a little bit of sprues on the top I might need to take outside and sand down, just to make sure we don't have any interference. But other than that, it's a very simple looking board. This is the front side, north facing stabs. They're not labeled like Heine's, unless they're labeled on the back. Oh, they are labeled on the back. So this has 625, 7, and 10U. 10U would sort of be the meme with most Geon boards. So looking, we have resistors, fuse, so it has some protection on it. We have a Y1 oscillator marked out. We have an Atmega 32U4, so standard controller for a lot of PCBs. And this is marked as the GeonWorks X Studio Orchestra Galatea G. This is the V1 for 2021. And if we scroll down to the bottom, they actually have what the variant is, and it's a non-detachable USB port, emits RGB underglow, and emits gummy O-ring cutouts. If we scroll up and look at the baseboard from the front, this board would actually be compatible with gummy O-rings for the regular Jane layout, if it was full compatibility, which is interesting. And I actually did sign up to get updates from this website to see if they ever put out any public-facing sales, or if they just basically deal with larger companies, because it would be interesting to get one of these. I guess since I'm pretty much only doing MX builds, this is easier as far as having less surface area for soldering in switches for 3-pin or 5-pin, rather than like a Heine PCB, which will have the extended side on the left-hand side of the switch from the top to accommodate ALPS. That being said, I do want to try to build an ALPS at some point. I just not sure when or what or how or why, but I would like to do that. And at some point I still need to actually finish cleaning and fixing my wife's Dell AT101. I posted up a joke video on the YouTube, basically of the before condition, and it sounds pretty rough. I don't know how well I'll be able to fix it, but I'll at least give it the little try on stream. But yeah, so this is the GeonWorks Galatea PCB for both H87 and H88C layouts. Interesting pickup. Actually looking forward to using this in something. I'm not really sure what though, but this looks like a pretty simple, good PCB, pretty thick, has copper on both sides, it looks like. Yep, I see lands on both sides, so interesting footprint. I'll put this one in here, and I'll leave the second one closed. Whenever I do a build, I will test it then. I'm not going to bother testing it on stream now since I'm not going to build it. And I would want to test it anyways whenever I pull it out to actually build with. Alright. Let me put these back in. Oh, sorry. Dump the pop filter. Put these back in the bubble wrapping so I don't lose it all. So otherwise, if I get these things separated, I'll be very confused unless I just tape and label everything now. Alright. Here I have another PCB. This one, again, has a familiar logo on it, but originally I had planned on getting some other stuff, but of course I took the L on, oh, I don't know why that came up, took an L on one of the things that I wanted. That's fine, but I did get an interesting extra PCB. I'm not going to open this one up. Was I nervous streaming when I first started? I suppose. It was one of those things where you had to get in the habit of talking, usually to yourself at the beginning. It sort of is what it is. Now I just sort of have this expository tone and I just keep going at it. you know, it sort of is what it is. I do a lot of presentations in front of people, so it's not like it really mattered to me all that much. Actually, I think I will open this up because it is interesting. We have a Seon sheet, and somewhere in here, yeah, we have a daughter board that's Heine branded. Let me open this up to take a quick look at it. This would have been Geon F2 component, except I took the L on that. But I did manage to get an extra PCB for funsies. Not like I planned on getting this or other boards, but it's definitely something that I'm glad I have now, because now I can put more plate combinations together. And this is the H87NU. NU for no connector. So this is an 87 layout board, has the really small components and LEDs on the back of it, which is fine. I won't be using those. But more importantly, it has the JST connector to work with the Heine daughter board. And yeah, that's exactly the same PCB as I have in IU right now. And I'll probably be building this out with a secondary plate. So I have a polypropylene plate. I want to get some more plates cut. One definitely being aluminum, because I think the switches I have in right now, the vintage MX blacks would sound really good. But it'll be one of those things where I want to play around with different configurations, and having a second PCB definitely makes it easier. But yeah, good quality Heine PCB. Always labels the stab holes for the bottom rail. And if you look on the back, even labels what size the keycaps are for your bottom row, because it's always Swiss cheese and no one ever remembers, I think. If they do, they're better than I am, because I don't remember. Anyways, this is a pretty nice looking PCB. Yeah, I do like this one. And if I had the option to buy more of these to build more boards with daughter boards for 87 or 88 layout, I think this is an interesting pickup, really. Alright, we have the Seon sheet that would usually go on to the case of the F2, but unfortunately, as I took the L on that, it's sort of whatever. At some point, if I could get an F2, that'd be cool, but honestly, I think I would still rather have an F1. And I think if I had to buy one of those exclusive Geon boards, it would probably be F1. We'll see if that ever goes into Group Buy International. Am I gonna buy the glare? That was just announced. Before I went live, I looked on Geon's server because I got the notification. I'm not crazy about the 11 degrees. I do like the way it looks, but I don't think I like the way it looks enough to go all in on it. So the W1AT, I did. I really like just the unique sort of smaller size battleship layout of that board. But with glare, I'm not sure if I really would want that. With 11 degrees, it does have very unique styling to it, but I just wasn't crazy about it. I think there's enough interesting other TKLs coming out on the market, but it's probably going to be a banger because everything that I think Geon does is pretty good. But yeah, I guess that's sort of me lamenting and sort of saying, well, if I had all the money, sure. Which way do tadpoles go in? Let me pull that plate out. So if this is the top of the plate, and this was a rounded circle here, it would go up through. So the bottom, the round part of the tadpole, like it looks like a button head, it basically goes on the bottom of the case and sticks up through the plate and goes into the top case, and that's how you fit that in. Move things around. Nice. Glad that helped out. So I do have this. I'm going to leave it in the bag. Sort of like, I guess, an artifact from the past, because I doubt they're going to say this mustard yellow color. But this is an H88C for F13. This was originally sold for the Frog because there wasn't enough boards, so they had it reprinted on this crazy color scheme. That's what I'm working with? Yeah. It's actually a pretty good PCB. I really enjoyed it. The color was actually very easy to solder and work with, and then clean up. I didn't go crazy because it wasn't highlighting each and every little bit of flex on the back of the board, which I thought was better for my own sanity. But just to note, it does have a breakaway section, I believe, for this. Does this have a breakaway section? No, it does not. For some reason I thought this had a breakaway section, but I think you could by force snap that off and then put a JST connector if you really wanted to. But for Frog it's not necessary. It has the little half crescent cutouts for a gummy O-ring mount if you really wanted to work it in that fashion. But yeah, interesting color. I think I'm gonna hold on to this board in the bag, even though it has a slight perforation, so it equalizes in air when it travels, but you know, is what it is. It's fine. I'll wrap this back up before I forget to do that. Then I just add it to my bubble wrap stash, and then I will just have more bubble wrap sitting in the corner of my basement. TKL PCB unboxing. Heyo, how's it going? Yeah, so far we looked at the Geon Works hybrid Galatea G. We looked at an H87NU. We just looked at the H88C Frog PCB. And I still have more apparently. I forget which one this is actually, so let's open up and find out. There's so much tape on this one. I guess I overreacted when the PCB shortage was going on and just bought too many PCBs. But I'll use them all at some point. Hey, better than being stuck without a PCB ever again. How many layers is this in? What is this? Oh, this is an extra PCB from Monokei. Always wanted more PCBs. Problem is, have extra of these. Yeah, I mean, I think at some point if you build enough, you're gonna use PCBs anyway, so you might as well buy extras. So I'm not gonna unwrap this one because I'll unwrap the other one in the box over there. But we have the Monokei logo and Honey. So this is an H88C 1.0 for Monokei. So this will go with my KFE CE. So far, looking through the packaging real quick, it looks just like your standard H88C. So pretty nice, pretty standard. I had forgotten I got an extra one of these, so I guess I have just more H88C laying around now. That's fine. Let me stuff it back in the bag and try not to get the tape stuck everywhere. It's going to be a bad idea doing stream. Oh no, it's getting stuck. Okay, I give up. There's too much tape. Too much tape. Alright. I will probably not be able to salvage this because I wasn't smart enough to take the tape off the first time. You go over here. Okay, and I have some more PCBs. This time I will cut the tape instead of trying to take it off carefully because I am terrible at this. I feel like this song just played. Is it just looping songs? Is my playlist airing out? Alright, so here I have two PCBs, and let's take one of them out and take a look at it. Has the fresh bruise at the end of it, and here we have Mechlovin Studios Infinity 87.5 Revision 1 TKL PCB powered by QMK and VIA. This is using the famous Atmega 32U4 AU. Look at the front of the PCB. Past both QC1 and QC2. We have nice little labels for the stab cutouts and boxes for all the stabs that you'd ever want to put on. This layout even includes ISO, it looks like. Interesting. Would never use that personally, but that's good to see it. We have a top row with LEDs. So I guess if you wanted to program LEDs on the top row, good to go. We have the big old round dome LEDs in the back. And the back is actually pre-labeled with, I think, whatever the layout is. So they have everything from escape, grave, tab, capped steps. Wow, everything's actually written out. That's pretty cool. So I guess this is for whatever the standard layout is. We have two ports on the side, JTAG and ISP. And I'm not sure if you can hear that, but it's definitely flexible. This is a thin PCB. This is the 1.2 millimeter thick rather than like a 1.5 or 1.6 millimeter thick PCB. So it's a thinner PCB, and I can already feel it bending, flexing, and sounding different. So I do want to use this in some build. I'm not sure what though. Looking at the cutouts, I mean, I have PCBs down here. I'm curious to see if it has the same cutouts for like Jane and everything like that. Does it? It does. Seems to have all the standard cutouts in all the right places for multiple different keyboards. And this is in a south-facing configuration. Because one of my ideas with this was not to open up the Monokei boards, but perhaps use one of these to have a different and more unique sounding KFE CE. Because this is a thinner PCB, should sound a little bit different and more musical. But honestly, if I'm going to use aluminum plate like I think I will, thinner PCB might not really be a benefit in that case. But I have the option, and that's sort of what I wanted. Anyways, I got two of these, both the thinner PCB and the south-facing configuration, just to make sure I have enough. And this, by the way, does have a break-off. And yeah, directions to how to install the JST connector on the back. Nice. So if you wanted to convert this into a JST connector, you could. On the back, it's not clearly labeled, but it looks like we have a fuse. We have a clock down here. What is that, a resistor? A underscore. Wow, they've actually packed a lot on this board. And they have the ports over here too. It's an interesting layout. Mechlovin boards are interesting to me. We have the two in the middle. Interesting. So that gives all the different lighting and plumbing on the board. Huh. I'm actually interested by this. not sure what I'll build it in, but I definitely will be thinking to put this in something soon. Put it carefully back in the bag. Let's not take any components off the back of the board, because these resistors and diodes are small boys. Alright, fold that up nicely. And now I just have 2 of these for a rainy day, whenever I might need it. And these I will wrap up, because I was not an idiot and I cut the tape. So I can wrap it up without having to worry about tape sticking to everything. Alright. And finally we get to the main attraction for tonight. Let me take away this. Let me think about hiding this keyboard. Let me hide this keyboard. I don't trust myself. Okay. Let me wrap this up and put it back in the box for now. This way I don't get anything damaged or scratched, because that would make me very sad. Put it back in the box. And I'll be sure to get it back out later when all the danger's past. So first I have this box. This is the Monokei box for KFE. Let's open it up. Nice sides. Standard cardboard box. Definitely looks like a nice packaging deal. Mine came in a pretty tightly packaged box with no damage on it. Always nice to see. And we have 2 main packages. Ugh. Guess let's look at this first. Alright, we got some weights. I ordered my KFE CE with brass weights. Let's see if I can open this up. There's Mr. Bizarromi. There's the back of the weight. Oof. I like the machining and finish quality on it. It's all pretty good. A little bit of a mark on the back there. But yeah, the front of the weight, pristine. Nice sort of chamfer around the edge. Nice radiuses. Countersunk on both sides, it looks like, for the hull. So I have to be a little bit careful not to put too much pressure on there. And the second one, this should be the Monokei logo. Oh, let's turn it the correct way with the square at the bottom. Yeah, looking at it under pretty harsh light, yeah, nothing wrong with these weights at all. So the back of it, the back of this weight is pristine as well. It just has that nice sort of sandblasted finish to it. I really like the way these things look. And part of the reason why I got it is obviously I just wanted to have the clean looking external weights. Now remember what I said about last time about cutting stuff. I'm just going to cut things. I'm not going to try to save the tape. It's going to be a few days before I'm going to have the time to build this. End of the month, so I'm a little bit busy at work. But yeah, I guess I will open this one up. I do intend to build with one of the two PCBs from Monokei. Then maybe I'll switch it out for one of the other ones, I don't know. Because the 87.5 is pretty tempting. So, this looks just like any other H88 PCB. We have the QC pass sticker on top. We have the label for 625 and 7U stab cutouts. We have all the Swiss cheese of stabs available, all the Swiss cheese for the bottom row that you'd ever want. And we have the nice tiny labeling that I become accustomed to figuring out where I need to put things. At Mega 32U4, of course, because everyone uses that on most of their boards. We have the miniaturized LED components and the very small other components. We have the fuse up here and other components for ESD. RS1, RS2, RS3, and RS4, CS1 and CS2, RU1 and RU2 up there by the actual PCB. We have the clock down here, the X-Tall, and different capacitors and everything by it as well to feed it. Of course, this is both MX and ALPS compatible. We might have to do a little bit of sanding on part of the PCB. Take that outside one day when it's sort of warmish and just get rid of some of the roughness to make sure I don't have any issue with PCB fit. But this is a Monokei board. And now I have more PCBs than I know what to do with. Guess that's a good thing though. Of course we have the foam Seon sheet and a big black Monokei. What do you recommend to get rid of smudges on a case? Depends. So if it's like finger oils and stuff, I usually just recommend wiping it down with microfiber cloth, something clean. I don't like to put a lot of things on cases because I'm never exactly sure of finishes and reactivity. But if it's regular aluminum, anything very neutral should work. And anything that dries fast will keep it from smudging and smearing. If it's actually like a finish imperfection, you might not be able to get rid of that, but on some level, a little bit of light polishing with microfiber might even the tone out a little bit, but honestly, if it's streaking or smudging, as far as the anno error finish, that's a little bit harder. So we have the regular hardware here. These appear to be hex head. And a nice little Monokei branded bag. I always like their stuff. It always feels nice in the hand and premium. But bump-ons, I definitely will use bump-ons. I've used bump-ons on pretty much everything. Just in case I take it somewhere that I don't have a desk mat. That's my biggest fear. And since I do take these boards to work, I mean, in theory, there's some places like on conference room tables and stuff that don't have desk mats. Or it'd be extremely odd if I came in with my own desk mat, plus my own keyboard, plus my own mouse, plus my own laptop. Sweaty hands on your frog? Yeah, for that you can usually just wipe that off with... I just recommend using a microfiber gently, circular wipes on it, and try to get rid of it that way. Alright. So I think I'm going to keep these weights out because I might try to put them onto my KFE tonight. That way I don't forget about them later. The rest goes back into this box. Ugh. And the main attraction, KFE, says it on the box. Box came in pretty good condition, only a little bit of scuffing on it, but it appears to have done all the work in protecting everything. Hey, TKL King 24, how's it going, man? Welcome to the stream. I just looked at a whole bunch of PCBs I've gotten in the past month for TKLs, and it was a few. Now you're finally getting to the good stuff. I'm unboxing and opening up the KFE CE. Yeah. Yeah, I've been seeing him everywhere too. Man's busy, making his presence known. Nice foam top. I remember Teha geeking out about this card when he opened it. Just a map card. Interesting. He's like, there's no writing on it? No, nice looking card though. Has a little bit of, looks like copper inlay on it. Nice touch. If that's where they're located. Looks like a nice area. More Monokei stickers. I'll just add that to my pile of stickers at some point. I don't know if to do with stickers anymore, guys. Alright. We have the silver full plate. This is aluminum, and this is what I'm going to be building with. I thought about using other plate materials or buying other stuff, but honestly I just wanted an aluminum board because I've been building everything but aluminum for the past few TKLs. And like even IU, I'm thinking, I like the polypropylene plate, it's different. I haven't used polypropylene before. But I find myself wanting for a good aluminum. Want a CF half plate. I would be thinking about CF half plates. What Jushi Cat Girl on some of the forums was using FR4 and carbon fiber some places, and it sounded pretty tempting. Or FR4 half plate. Yeah, I like the FR4 half plate on my Frog, but I was thinking about at some point breaking down and trying a gummy O-ring mount with probably a carbon fiber full plate. But, you know. Anyways, happy with the plate. Pretty standard fare. Showed me his PC build. Sounded as good as it should. Nice. I don't know, I think there's so many different plate materials nowadays that it's hard to lose. Oh, why is this so heavy? My fingers are not strong enough. I haven't even put the weights in yet. Is always going to be PC? Oh, okay. That's what it's made for? Okay, I might end up having to try that, because I know originally all the sound tests I saw were for PC. So, again, not to say I panicked when I originally bought this, but time was short, units were few in A-stock, and I decided just to grab what I could grab. So this is a Suave Blue in Winky. And I guess you could say I'm copying Shoobs. I think Shoobs had one of these in Winky for a while too. Plate they tested with, never seen a board sound so different between plates. PC has so much pop with it. If PC has so much pop with it, I might have to try to buy a PC plate for this then. Because I honestly, so the switches I'm planning on using are SP Star Sacramentos or Meteor Whites, one of those two. I definitely should. Okay, I'll have to look online for a way to get those plates, or if they have the files. Should definitely get a PC plate. Okay, I have a few days before I decide to build this thing, so yeah, let me see. So we have the weights on the back. Might as well just change these out now, right? What size driver do I need? Come to me, screwdriver set. I need to better organize my stuff. I've got more storage bins, I just have not organized my stuff. Brass weights for the win. So this is... what size are these? Smaller than that. So this one? Smaller than that. Yeah, swab blue with brass weights. Caught my eye early on. Smaller than that? Guess these are just big flatheads or countersunk. There we go. That one fits. This aluminum weights look nice on the blue, but I wanted brass on the blue. All right. So Bezo on this side and Monokei on this side. Alright, so beneath it, a little bit of something there, wipes off. I don't think there's a graceful way to put this in, is there? Kerplop. Alright, let's screw it back in. I'll have to hold this up because as I'm moving my head around, I'm seeing the color shift and sway ever so slightly, and it's kind of pleasing. Yeah, I'm glad I got the brass weights because originally I'm like, yeah, does it really matter? I don't know. And the more I thought about it for the few seconds, yeah. It does have that like blue teal green, so I'll bring it up and try to shift it around the light and see if we can catch it because it looks really pretty in person. Now I'm actually like really glad I got my Tomo in this color. So if you look, it's like sort of darker blue on the edge of the case here. As I rotate it around, it goes sort of to the paler green blue color. And then it can shift back into the darker blue. And I think the weights really complement it for this color. It's the back of the board with the USB cutout. Simple rectangle design, but very elegant. Here's that nice koala side profile. Everyone likes this. Everyone goes for this look now, but yeah. Now I have a Corsa side, and now I have another board with a koala side on it. We have the nice, pretty low front height, and it is seamed, but it is nice looking. And then the typing angle. I noticed this when I first picked it up, that it has this. So if you're used to other typing angles, you know, you definitely see the top pop up more than this, but this is low, flush. 4 degrees, can't be beat. So looking on the inside, it looks like there's 2 anno hook marks here, and 1, yeah, not too bad. Looks like only 3 anno marks for the hooks. It becomes daily quickly. Yeah, I could see that. So again, with a lot of these boards, they have the nice finish of the chamfered edge all the way around. Because, like, I'm sure if anyone had bought, say, a tofu or something like that, you run your finger on the edge and it just has that sharp feeling to it. As boards get up in quality, they have this nice chamfered edge that just feels nice, smooth. You can feel a little bit of the machining detail in there, having to do with the run speed and the size that they're using for the bit to hog the piece of aluminum out. And it just feels nice. It's sort of calming to sort of run your finger or hand over just real gently. And then on the inside, we have almost similar detail with a very, very small chamfered edge in here too. So there's like no sharp edges on this board to be found, which I really can't appreciate as far as the amount of detail that they have put into machining these things. Yeah, not easy to do this level of detail with this sort of consistency. I don't see like any errors in marking. You definitely feel it if you run your finger over something and you felt something odd or off. So yeah, and then we have F13. I'll need to figure out what I'm going to put in there. I probably need to buy Artisans at some point. I've been avoiding getting into Artisan game, but yeah. Some just basic, but you understand machining. I mean, so part of the job that I basically do for a living is quality assurance. So looking at machine shops, how they machine, the processes that they use. I'm pretty familiar with a lot of the stuff that I'm seeing on a board, and appreciate a little bit more of what goes into this. So isn't so basic, it's just a classic design. I agree with that. To get a board that both sounds solid, not too pingy or hollow, at a 4 degrees typing angle without doing like crazy stuff to the front lip, that's impressive, because it's not a very tall front height board either from the looks of it. Looks to be, what, a little bit less than 20 without bump-ons on, so that's pretty good. Yeah, I'm excited to build this. And now I'm even more excited to get my Tomo. Yeah, spacebar is the best part. Yeah, so the plate spacing, I'll just look from the back here. This is actually okay, but the spacing is a little bit wider than I think the Jane plate, but it still has 7. I think the Jane plate's in further, closer to the cutout here, but it should still have that nice poppy full sound to it. So be surprised I get a PC plate. Okay, you talked me into it. We have to track down how to get a PC plate now. Time to spend more money on the board I haven't built yet, and probably won't get to build until the end of this month. Busy at work, need to do a few things. You built 3 of these. For yourself or for other people? PC was the best of the 3? Oh, okay. Each build others? Oh, okay. I was gonna say, if you own like 3 of these, I'd be like, what'd you do? That's pretty cool though. I do want to get more experience with building more boards, so I think one thing I'll end up doing too is probably opening up some level of commission or build service at some point in the near future. It's like 2 times better. It was ridiculous. All right. Okay. I'll listen to you. I'll have to get it. I will have to find where I can buy a PC plate. Do they have any extras up there now? Or do they have plate files? If they have plate files, that'd be easy. I can probably just ask Mech Market. They probably have some somewhere. PC plate sold out in 2 seconds. Most will say the same as me. I mean, so all the sound tests that I heard, like from Teja, from Lightning, from a bunch of other creators, they featured PC plates, and I guess that would be why. I guess I should have asked around rather than making my own bold assumptions. Offered PC and for a good reason. Okay, I slept on that one. I'll have to fix it though. Yeah. Anyways, that was my quick stream for tonight. Just taking a look at this and all of these PCBs. Let me see if I can pick them up without dropping them all. Ugh. Oh, I dropped stuff. What did I drop? So I got the Heine shims for stabilizers. We had the Mechlovin Infinity 87.5. I got mine in south facing stabilizer and the thinner 1.2 configuration. Have an extra Monokei PCB for this build. Somewhere in here we have the yellow Frog PCB. Yeah, maybe I went overboard on PCBs. This is another H87NU PCB for, I guess it was originally going to be for F2 and then I took the L on that. But now I'm going to repurpose it by building more for IU, I think. There's two PCBs in here. And these were the Galatea, the Galatea G version for GeonWorks. So this is GeonWorks short-term solution to get more PCBs out there. And I have a Heine FR4 plate for a Jane CE version 2. Not going to be building that, unfortunately. I don't have one of those. But I will be using this for Freebird TKL. I want mine to have an FR4 half plate. So I bought one from Heine. And that was about it for tonight. Now I need to find a home for all these PCBs. They're probably going to go in my long-term storage bin, and I'll probably forget about them until I'm like, I need another PCB. Then I'll just have more PCBs. It'll be great. Anyways, I think that's about it for me for tonight. I do have to go do some stuff for work, writing-wise, and then I think I'll try to get done my work this week early, and if I can, if time permits, I should say, and I can get everything lubed, filmed, spring swapped, and stabs prepped, I might try to build this sooner than later. Oh yeah, and also for IU, I've ordered a bunch of O-rings because I was let in the secret on where to get them and which ones to get. So I'm probably going to do a ton of typing tests with those back to back to back as like a supercut eventually. I'm also changing around my recording setup a little bit. I have the microphone arm with the microphone basically pointed here. And then after that, I also got some other sound dampening to put around myself. Where should I get them? What should I get? So apparently everyone likes the 30A from Grave Shift, and it was the size X, the regular TKL size, because that fits the Jane plate, of course, so why not? So I ended up getting a bunch of different ones to try. So I think I have the 70A, which is the black one now, and I'll work it way down to 30A, and apparently Mr. Perry has let me in on the secret that everyone seems to like 30A. I do want to try different plates as well, so I'll probably be a Grave Shift, I think. Let me pull it up to make sure I'm saying the right thing. I don't have a keyboard plugged in. Grave Shift, yeah, GravESHIFT. Yep, Grave Shift. And I'm looking at the Grave Shift X O-rings for TKL, and pretty much any of these should fit because they all should fit the Jane plate. Anyways, so what did I get? 30, 40, 50, 60, and I already have 70. So yeah, looking to do a bunch of these and typing tests to see which one I like best. At some point, hopefully I'll get instructions on where to get a plate cut. I'll probably be cut, send, cut. But I am looking at getting probably an aluminum plate, probably 50-52 aluminum, because I think that's just the standard plate material that people use nowadays, and have to figure out maybe one or two other plate materials that I'd be interested in. So I'm sort of up in there on that one. I don't think I want to do carbon fiber for IU. I think that would be a little bit too stiff and restrictive, although it would be a ton of PCBs on another site. Grave Shift only has O-rings. Yeah, that's where I got the O-rings from. Oh, so PCBs, I guess I should say where I got everything from. So Geon Works had the Galatea. They should have those back at some point. The H88C I got from Apex Keyboards when they were running the F82 sale. And then CCB Planet currently has had, I should say, the Mechlovin Infinity 87.5 PCBs. Apparently he might have some more of those. And also I have I think I got four PCBs from Gels 88 coming at some point too. So I'm going to have more PCBs than I know what to do with. Oh yeah, no problem. I'm not sure what you're going to do with some of this info. It's just random stuff that I found out that I'm just saying. But yeah, I'm excited nonetheless. More PCBs, that means I can do more builds as long as they're not F12, because I want to have a few of those PCBs. I'll have to fix that eventually with having more of everything. All of them got a master list of what PCBs fit in what case enclosure. Yeah, Heine had a pretty good list as far as his PCBs fitting in stuff. Some of the other ones, in theory, they were designed with certain things in mind. But it's going to depend on stab layout. Because, for example, the Infinity 87.5 with south facing would only service some boards like KFE CE, for example, and not other boards like the gummy O-ring mount, for example. Yeah. But if someone ever gets a full master list, I mean, that'd be pretty cool. Anyways, yeah, that's it for me for tonight. I need to do some work before I go to bed, typing some stuff up. I'll probably bring out IU again for my own typing pleasure, and that's about it for me for tonight. You finished your build? How'd it go? Dude was building a frog. Is it epic? Yeah, have a good night. Thanks for stopping by. Sounds good, but stabs sound hollow? Yeah, that can happen sometimes. Like the frog, because it's basically almost like a sandwich mount when you really think about how it's structured. So it has a little bit of that firm hollow resonance to it, so yeah. Honestly, I just sort of leaned into it and embraced it because I thought it had a pretty thumping, knocking sound to it too, so I didn't shy away from it. Anyways, as my heater kicks on, overall very good though? Excellent. Yeah, post some sound tests on some of the Discords. People usually love to hear frogs, no matter whose frog it is or if it has minor quirks to it. Everyone seems to love frog. For good reason, it's a really good keyboard. It's one I, more often than not, will bring to the office if I'm not sure what keyboard I want for the day. I'll just be like, frog's a good default choice. Then I just bring a frog into the office and I look at my Dracula keycap set on it, and it just makes me feel happy when I'm typing on it. I do enjoy it. Anyways, I think that's it for me for tonight before I just carry on talking into the middle of the night and my wife yells at me for not doing work or not going to sleep or both. Yeah, I'll catch you guys when I catch you. At some point, probably Friday, I might have time, or Saturday to do this build. So yeah, stay tuned for that. I'll shout out in all the Discord chats what my plans are for this, because I seem to do it every single time. I've remembered to do that. See if I can also track down a PC plate. Alright, that's it for me. Bye.